to another short program for the Heart Culture channel, which is looking, obviously, looking at arts and cultural engagement. And we've got a wonderful play coming up in May we're looking at from the 8th of May to the 25th of May at the Bussey Building, 133 Bright Lane, London, SE12 4ST. That's where we are today, and we're catching up with the director of the show, of the Shepherd's Chameleon, Moji Kareem. So I'm just going to introduce you first of all. Moji, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm good.
Good to see you today. Rehearsals looks like it's going fantastically, swimmingly well. How's the journey been leading up to today? Because I know you guys have been rehearsing real hard over the last couple of weeks.
We have. Yes.
So are you getting closer to the mark then?
Yes, we are. The play's been blocked, so we're almost ready. This week, for the rest of the week, we're just going to sort of tighten up and work on the final details of the characters.
Yeah.
But yes, we're.
And what? I mean, I know that when you were studying, obviously, some of the cast members as well are, respectively, part and parcel of the last production at the university. So, what made you, what prompted you to put on something like the Shepherd's Chameleon again, and in London as well?
Well, I mean, I put it on at York for my graduate. Production, and we had very limited budget, and apart from that you also have time constraint in that you could only do a certain amount of the text. You're not able to do the full text. And I won the graduate prize for directing that play.
That's right.
And for that reason, I'd always thought that it would be great to have the opportunity to do the whole thing again, and also to do it with a professional cast and design a set for it, and just go full out and realize the whole vision of the project that I couldn't fully realize in the university environment. So that's the reason.
So you've kind of taken the plunge and said, because this is not lottery funded, heritage funded, or anything like that. This is your own efforts and the contributions of
my friends,
putting together. But as they've said before, I mean, they've put 150% effort into this to make it happen.
Definitely, and you wouldn't believe that they're working on the profit share, basically, because I mean, having said that, two of the actors had worked with before at university, and we're very close, and we've all decided that we wanted this. I've approached a lot of venues to put on the Shepherd's Chameleon, and when they hear about the concept and the vision behind it, they're really keen and they're really interested. But they will say things to me like, we don't know you, we've not seen your work. If only we could see a bit of your work, then we would be happy, because we just believe that the vision is very strong and the concept itself is really, really strong. So that's one of the reasons why I thought, well, why not? The only way you can do this thing is to just do it.
And obviously to take the plunge and go for it. So Utopia Theatre as well is something that you're trying to establish, which is a sort of collaborative effort of arts, actresses, actors.
Actors, filmmakers, dancers, painters, just musicians. And I mean, part of this piece is, rehearsal is not really, it's not even close to anything of how the real thing is, because the full vision of the piece itself requires a lot of contribution from different other artists that haven't been. So when the whole thing is put together, that's when you actually see the number of people,
of it,
and the number of people that would have brought in different aspects to make it what it is.
Teach me!
Oh, I'm sorry, monsieur. You really are ill.
Well,
You were hypnotized. That should wake you up.
Okay, so now going a bit more into the whole, into the characters again, Ionesco and the Barts, what can people take away from, because we spoke a lot about the themes that run through this, which is about, Ionesco being quite insecure about his own, the preconcepts in his mind about how he sees himself maybe, how others see him, which are essentially critics. I mean, in everyday life, of course, we have to face our critics every day.
Every day.
So that's what kind of seems quite relevant, at this time. So what kind of things do you reckon the audience can take away? How do people usually respond? Because obviously you've done this before. How do people usually respond to a play like this?
I mean, a lot of people find that it's a very interesting piece that actually deals with a whole range of themes. I mean, firstly, these days we're all critics anyway. Yes. Everyone has an opinion on everything. We're tweeting all the time. Yeah. Ever more so, we're all critics. Yeah. Everyone picks up an article in the paper, they have something to say about it. You look at a comment, you look at an article, or even a film, the trailer of it, somebody has comments on how they dealt with the character, and people now openly actually just give these views. They give them either in response to blogs or in response to tweeting or in response to more so than... So the artist now is even under much more pressure than before.
So, I mean, in a sense, because Ionesco is, it's a classic comedy in terms of that's the genre, it's nonsensical.
You always make a mistake.
It's a theatre of the absurd.
Theatre of the absurd.
It's a theatre of the absurd. But it's also a comedy, it's a farce. Yeah. So, I mean...
And yet it relates to as you said before, yet it relates to right now what's happening with... and all this sort of freedom of expression, as it were, freedom of the media and public has almost worked two ways. It's given people a voice, but at the same time, it's made it's changed, the way that people see themselves.
Yes, and sometimes it can make a nonsense of freedom of speech as well.
Yeah.
Because what you get is everybody thinks they are right about everything.
Yes.
Even people have opinions about things that they haven't even got a clue about. And that's basically one of the things that Ionesco was trying to highlight about all these critics who come to the theatre with their theories and their scientific and psychological explanations about what they think the audience want, what they think you should give to the audience, and those are some of the issues then that he was responding to, because at the time when the play was written, the theatre world itself was changing rapidly, and people were starting to think about theatre and ways that theatre could be used to sort of transform society, and he was obviously on that depression, on that of one of those. Okay,
excellent. Well, obviously there's a lot to explore in this play. I'm not sure. You really, if you're going to see it once, you're probably going to have to come back and see it, because in fact, then you can do it if you like, because there's a special offer on the Monday?
On the Mondays, yes.
Which is £5, okay, for that evening, and then the rest of the evenings are.
The rest of these evenings are between £10 to £15. But every Monday it's only £5.
Brilliant. Okay, so you can't afford to miss this play. Yeah. Literally, it's an affordable play, and it's by the efforts, as you know, of Moji Kareem, who's directing it, and the cast here. So, anything else to look forward to in May?
Well, I mean, I have another project that's
apart from
coming
the hundreds of things we mentioned.
Well, apart from the hundreds of things, yeah. Well, yes, I have another project that's coming up fully by next summer or by the end of the year. So that's something else.
So you've got something else on the boiler going.
Yes, we always have to have something on the boiler going.
Well, make sure that you tune in, okay, to come and see this fantastic play, and also keep an eye on Utopia Theatre, okay, and also obviously flip over to Facebook and like the Shepherd's Chameleon page, so that we can help to raise awareness and get more people engaged coming and supporting this fantastic play. Okay, thanks for spending the time with us, Moji.
Thanks, Julia.
All the best.
Thank you.